Australia is not just kangaroos, beaches, and the Sydney Opera House. It is a land of extremes, oddities, and world records you never saw coming. Let us start with something that blows people's minds. Australia is wider than the moon. The moon's diameter is about 3,474 kilometers, but Australia stretches roughly 4,000 kilometers from coast to coast. That means if you could lay Australia across the sky, it would look bigger than our nearest neighbor in space. Yet, despite this massive size, the entire population is smaller than that of Texas. Most Australians live in cities along the coast, leaving the vast interior, the outback, almost empty. Speaking of the outback, it is home to roads so long and straight, you can drive for hours without a single turn. The air highway in Western Australia has a 145-kilometer stretch without curves, perfect for testing your cruise control. But be careful, Australia's roads are not just for cars, they are also for giant road trains. A road train can be up to 53 meters long, hauling several trailers behind a single truck. These mechanical beasts are essential for moving goods across the desert, where towns are hundreds of kilometers apart. Australia is also home to some of the most dangerous animals on Earth. Think crocodiles, deadly snakes, and spiders that could fit in the palm of your hand, but with venom that could stop a heart. Yet here is the twist. Most Australians will tell you they rarely see these creatures in daily life. In fact, you are statistically more likely to be killed by a horse than a snake in Australia. And if that is not odd enough, consider this. Australia once had a war against emus and lost. In 1932, thousands of emus were destroying crops, so soldiers tried to fight them off. The birds proved too fast and too smart, and the Great Emu War became an embarrassing chapter in military history. Australia's wildlife gets even stranger with the platypus. It is a mammal that lays eggs, has a duck bill, and venomous spurs on its legs. Early European scientists thought it was a fake animal stitched together by pranksters. But it is 100% real and still one of nature's most bizarre creatures. And while most people think of Australia as scorching hot, it also gets snow. The snowy mountains receive more snow in winter than Switzerland does in a year. This makes Australia one of the few countries where you can surf and ski on the same day. Speaking of surfing, the waves here can be brutal. Some beaches are patrolled by lifeguards who watch for sharks with drones and helicopters. The Great Barrier Reef, the largest coral reef in the world, is so big it is visible from space. It stretches over 2,300 kilometers and is home to thousands of marine species. Sadly, parts of it are under threat from climate change and bleaching. But Australia is not just nature, it is culture and invention, too. Wi-Fi as we know it was invented by Australian scientists in the 1990s, so every time you scroll the internet without a cable, you can thank Australia. They also gave us the black box flight recorder, a life-saving invention now used in planes worldwide. Even Hollywood has a soft spot for Australia. Films like Mad Max and Crocodile Dundee became global icons. But here is something few tourists know. Australia has more camels than Egypt. They were brought over in the 19th century for transport in the desert and now roam wild in huge numbers. The country even exports camels to the Middle East. And if you think that is strange, consider this. Queensland has a law that bans owning a pet rabbit unless you are a magician. Australians also have some of the quirkiest place names you will ever hear. There is a town called Useless Loop and another called Nowhere Else. And then there is Banana, which is not named after the fruit, but after a pet bullock. Time zones here can be just as unusual. In some places, the clocks are set in 30-minute or even 45-minute increments instead of whole hours. Australia is also the driest inhabited continent in the world. Yet it is home to over 10,000 beaches. You could visit a new one every day for almost 30 years. Some beaches have sand so pure it squeaks under your feet. Others glow at night with bioluminescent plankton, turning the shoreline into a field of stars. And then there is Lake Hillier, a bubblegum pink lake on Middle Island. Scientists think the color comes from special algae, but it is still one of nature's prettiest mysteries. Speaking of mysteries, Australia has giant termite mounds that are older than the pyramids. Some have stood for over 3,000 years, built by tiny insects working together. And let us not forget Uluru, the massive red rock in the heart of the outback. It changes color at sunrise and sunset, glowing deep orange, purple, or red depending on the light. Uluru is sacred to the local Anangu people, with stories and traditions dating back tens of thousands of years. Australia is also home to the oldest continuous culture in the world. Aboriginal Australians have lived here for over 65,000 years. Their deep connection to the land is reflected in ancient rock art, some of which is older than the pyramids. All of this makes Australia a country of contradictions, ancient and modern, familiar and strange. A place where deserts meet coral reefs, and kangaroos hop alongside highways. A land so vast, it hides secrets even locals have not discovered yet. So here is the question: if Australia can surprise you this much without leaving your seat, imagine what you would find if you explored it yourself. The land down under is a treasure trove of natural wonders, cultural marvels, and scientific achievements that continue to astonish and inspire people from all corners of the globe. From its unique wildlife to its breathtaking landscapes, Australia offers experiences that cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. The continent's isolation has led to the evolution of species found nowhere else, like the kangaroo, koala, and Tasmanian devil. These iconic animals are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Australia's biodiversity. Australia's human history is equally fascinating. The Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples have inhabited the continent for millennia, developing complex societies and rich cultural traditions that are still practiced today. Their connection to the land is reflected in Dreamtime stories, which explain the creation of the world and provide guidance for living in harmony with nature. The arrival of European settlers in the late 18th century marked the beginning of a new chapter in Australia's history. Despite the challenges and conflicts that arose from colonization, Australia has emerged as a multicultural nation that celebrates diversity and innovation. Today, Australia is known for its laid-back lifestyle, world-class cities, and stunning natural beauty. From the cosmopolitan streets of Sydney and Melbourne to the rugged outback and tropical rainforests of Queensland, there is something for every type of traveler. Australia's contributions to science and technology are often overlooked, but they have had a significant impact on the world. In addition to Wi-Fi and the black box flight recorder, Australian researchers have made breakthroughs in fields such as medicine, agriculture, and environmental conservation. The country's commitment to research and innovation is evident in its world-class universities and research institutions. Australian scientists continue to push the boundaries of knowledge, tackling global challenges such as climate change, renewable energy, and sustainable agriculture. As we have seen, Australia is a land of surprises, where the unexpected is often the norm. It is a place where ancient traditions coexist with cutting-edge technology, where the harshest deserts give way to lush rainforests, and where the people are as diverse and resilient as the land itself. Whether you are drawn to its natural wonders, fascinated by its unique wildlife, or intrigued by its rich cultural heritage, Australia offers endless opportunities for discovery and adventure. So why not take the plunge and explore this extraordinary continent for yourself? You might just find that the reality of Australia is even more amazing than the surprising facts you have learned today.